Hello everyone, in this video I'll be explaining you the problem Crazy Permutations. So it was asked in CodeChef Contest Starter 204. So let's read out the problem. Chef has two permutations A and B of length n. Here a permutation of length n is an array containing each integer from 1 to n exactly once. Chef wants to transform array A into array B using the following operation any number of times and possibly 0 also. So the operation says choose an index I is ranging from 1 to n. It is I think one based indexing, and either increase ai by 1 or decrease ai by 1. So however, after every operation including the initial and final array, the following conditions must hold. Okay, what is that? The adjacent elements a of I and a of I plus 1 should not be equal for all I greater than 1 less than n. Okay, so intermediate values may become any integers. Okay, it's not like they do not have to be remaining 1 to n, and a does not have to remain a permutation, but the final array must be exactly equal to b. So determine whether it is possible to transform a into b while maintaining the adjacency constraints at all times. Yeah, this is the adjacency constraint, and print yes if it is possible, otherwise no. So they've given test cases. I mean, in the input format, they've given test cases. For every test case, we have integer and denoting length of the permutation. And in the second line, we have permutation A, and in third line, we have permutation B. So output will have to print yes or no, depending on if that adjacency always holds good. Okay. So they have given two test cases. In the first test case, it is trivial, like both array A and B are equal, so it is always possible. Let's consider the second test case. So let us go to the board. This problem looks a bit hard, but it's very easy. Only thing is we'll have to observe it. So n then given is 2, and b they have given is 2, 1. So let me explain you the problem. What they're saying. They're saying we have given two permutations. Okay. We have given two permutations of each length n, and which is denoted in the array and b. Okay. And our task is to make a equals to b, like whatever b element is there, each element has to be equals to a. Okay, like a is not equals to b. It may be case that a is not equals to b. In first case, we have seen both the elements 1 2 and 1 2 where permutations were equal. So if it is not equal, then we will have to make it. So when you are making a equals to b, in that case, what you can do is you can choose any index I, let's say. Okay, which lies in the range 1 to n. It is one based indexing, and what we'll have to do is you'll have to increase the array element by 1, or you can decrease the array element by, it is or, okay, by -1. And when you're doing this increasing decreasing operations, it may happen that the array elements may go within this bound. Out of this bound it may go, like it may go like 0 also, -1 also, -2 also, up till infinity, minus infinity, and here it may go till n plus 1, n plus 2, up till positive infinity. Okay, it may go this way also. So this is the problem statement, and yeah, like whenever you do this, it may go here and there, and at the end we want a equals to b. Okay, and once you have done one operation, uh, okay, when you have done one operation, now you need to check is that this a of I for every I greater than equals to less than n, the adjacent element should not be equal. A of I is not equals to a of I plus 1. This is the problem statement. So since, as you can see, array elements in the B are 2 and 1, but here we have 1 and 2. Both are permutation only because its length is 2. So permutation means let's say array length is n, Okay, so all the elements till and from 1 till n and will have in the array, and it may be arranged in any order. So it's like n is 2, so from 1 to 2 we have all the elements, but it is arranged in some other order. Okay, so now you'll have to make a equals to b. So what are the possible chances? Like 1 into you have, and then you'll have to make 2 into 1. So when you're trying to increase this element, it is going to be 2 2, and now you have seen that adjacent elements are equal, so this is not possible, right? So okay. Now other thing what we can do is, you have increased the elements, try to decrease this element. When you try to decrease it, you have 0 to this is okay, but you need 2 here and you need 1 here. So what I can do is, let me try to decrease this. When you try to decrease it, okay, 1 you have got it, but you need this as 2, so try to increase it. When you try to increase it, you are getting 1 1, which is both the elements are equal, so this path is also not possible. Okay, got it. So one thing we'll have to understand from this observation is that second example is very, in order to solve this, you'll have to understand this example only. When you understand properly this example, you'll have to, I mean, you'll easily get the problem. So what I did is, I tried to make this one to be equals to this element. So I'm increasing the element. When I'm increasing the element, so it is going to it is getting equal. When I'm okay, if like there are only two possible, either you increase or decrease. So once I've increased, it is not possible, so I went to decrease it. When I'm decreasing, so this element right now is 2. Okay, 1 comma 2 only it was, right now is 2, so you want to make it as 1, so I try to decrease it. When I try to decrease it, it is equal, but this shouldn't be 0, it should be 2. So when you try to again increase it, elements are getting equal. Now what you have done is, you have decreased this element. Let's try to increase this element. When you try to increase this element, it is going to be 0 comma 3, right? Since it is 0 comma 3, both the elements are not equal, right? So try to make this 0 to be equals to 2. When you do this in two operations, it is going to be 1 comma 3, and in the one more operation it is going to be 1 comma 3. But again, these two elements are equal, but 1 and 3 are not equal, so you try to decrease this now. So when you try to decrease this, it is going to be 2 comma 2, which is not possible. So one of the best observation what you can think of is that whenever you have element, right, let's say in the array it is in increasing, adjacent elements are, let's say, in increasing, and here if you have in reverse way, it is like decreasing, right? If it is a decreasing, then in that case your answer will not always be possible. This is one of the main observation you can think of. It will not be always possible. Why? Because whenever, let's say, it is in decreasing and here it is in increasing, so you, whenever you want to make this element to be more and this element to be less, there will be a point wherein both the elements will be equal. So that's why it will not be always possible to make the permutation holding this constraint. So yeah, I think this was it about the problem statement. So you can think of this also. Let's say you have 3, 1, 2 as a array element A, and B you want to 1, 2 and 3. Okay, see, this is in decreasing order, first two elements, and this is in increasing order. It will not be possible. The reason being is that see, now it is 2, right? So you want to make this element as increasing, so choose this index and make it as 2. Now once you make it as 2, now this element is classing with this, so this is not possible. Okay. So okay, I want to make this 2, but it is not possible. Let's try it other way. When you try it, let's say making this 3, 3 1 3 you have, see, adjacent elements are not equal. Now you try to increase this to 2, 3 2 3 we have got this, that is okay, but here we have 1, right? Here it is 3. Let's try to make it as 1. When you try to make it as 1, so when you try to make it as 1, what will do is you will try to decrease it. Now again both elements are equal, so it is not possible. So okay, let's think of if it is not possible, what we will do is we will try to increase this element. Okay, when you try to increase this element, all three elements will be equal. So let's try to increase first this element. So you have done this, good. Now again, even if you try to increase this element, is going to be 3 and equal. If you try to decrease this element, is going to be 2, it is equal. So that's why this is one of the observation wherein if adjacent element in the A is in either increasing or decreasing, and it is the opposite case in array element B, then it will not be possible. Because whenever you try to move from decreasing greater element to lower element, and one is from lower element to greater element, there is a point wherein both the elements are equal, right? So yeah, this is about the problem statement. I think you guys can take 2-3 examples and try it out yourself. You will get. Let's try to code it up. Crazy permutation. We have test cases. Okay, test case have taken care of this position, and for every test case we have integer n I have taken, and we have permutation a and b. So let's take 2 vector and then b. Let's take their inputs. Okay, once we take their input, now we'll take one boolean variable as possible. Initially we'll say it is possible, we can make a equals to b, but let's see we can make it or not. So we'll start from 1 till n minus 1, and we'll have to check if a of I minus 1 on the previous element I'm checking, if it is less than a of I. Okay, in the array A, previous element is less than the current element, and if it is the opposite case in b of I, if b of I minus 1, if it is greater than b of I. Okay, or there may be a ulta case wherein array element minus 1, I mean in the array element the previous element is greater than the current element, and in the B array, B permutation, the previous element is lesser and current element is greater. So if these two are the cases, so as I said, it will not be possible, right? So we'll have to print if it is possible, then yes, else it is not. And at the end, don't forget to handle, because for every test case we'll have to print in separate. It is case sensitive, that's why it was failing. So it is getting passed. Let's try to submit in online editor. Yeah, it got accepted, and there were multiple test cases, like 8 test cases. All the test case has been passed. So yeah, thank you guys for watching my video, and I think it's 1 a.m. I'll have to sleep now. I think you guys have understood. Try to make examples and see wherein you have in the array element as either increasing or decreasing, and the reverse case in array element B. So yeah, it is pretty obvious also. Like if one element is in increasing and other is in decreasing, so there will be a point wherein there is an intersection. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video.